Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday's Thought for the Day. Someone in the congregation said to me in a phone call the other day, "You don't laugh anymore," and that took me aback, shocked me, because I pride myself on my sense of humour and the ability to laugh, particularly at myself. And I think it's an integral part of my personality to see the ludicrous side of life and of me. So I took that comment to heart and I thought about it, and I realised there was something in what they'd said. And I realised I hadn't been laughing, or at least not laughing enough over the past few months, probably over the last year. And I think that lack of laughter, that lack of fun times, has taken its toll. And I know I have a face that most of the time looks miserable, but it doesn't mean that I don't find things funny behind that mask. But I began to think about why I hadn't enjoyed so much laughter, and I realised that the people that I laughed with, and sometimes at, in an affectionate way, were all the people that I loved. And I hadn't been able to see them for over a year because of COVID. The laughter had dried up with the lack of face-to-face contact. And yes, I'd laugh at a television programme, and Mavoyne and I, we do laugh together. But the lack of community had dried that well of laughter. Well, had dried it almost dry, completely dry. And with that thought in mind, I began to think about how I'd started to take myself too seriously, and I realised it in my continuing battle with the squirrels in my garden. As most of you who listen to these thoughts would know, that I love to feed the birds. But when you feed the birds, you also attract other hungry mouths, and the most hungry of them all seem to be squirrels. And I have about 4 squirrels regularly come, and they've had young ones, and they're bringing all their young ones, and I think they're bringing all their mates as well. And I've tried everything now to deter them. I've spent a lot of money trying to deter them. I bought a dedicated squirrel feeder. They ate everything in it and then went on to the bird food. I bought a sonic repellent, which is supposed to create a sound that the squirrels can hear, and it just drives them crazy, but they just sit on it and eat their peanuts. I bought some special essential oil concoction that they were supposed to hate, and they just chewed the bird table where I'd sprayed it. So I bought a separate feeder pole and put grease all down the pole so that they couldn't climb up it. They just kept sliding up and down it until all the grease was gone, and then proceeded to raid the feeders or knock them to the ground and have a feast. So I bought a feeding unit that you secure onto a window, thinking they can't climb up a big window pane, it's a big patio window. They can, and they did. I learnt that you can buy a humane trap, and my plan was to capture them and take them to some woods to a nice home somewhere. Then I found out that if you capture a grey squirrel, it's against the law to release it elsewhere. You're supposed to kill it if you capture them, because it's not classed as a native species. Well, that's the bottom line for me, because I couldn't kill such a creature. I even shoo wasps out of the house. I've just realised that I've been taking myself too seriously, and I've worn myself out. And I should have realised how ridiculous I was becoming, and how ridiculous my efforts have been. And telling you this is to bring my ridiculous efforts out into the open. Telling you so that I can enable myself to laugh at myself. And you can laugh along with me if you want to. Because that old phrase, laughter is the best medicine, has some truth, doesn't it? It relaxes the whole body. It releases endorphins. It boosts the immune system. It diffuses anger and helps us to bond with each other and build stronger communities. And that other old saying, as long as you can laugh at yourself, you'll never cease to be amused. And that's so true, isn't it? Learning not to take ourselves too seriously is such an important lesson in life. Sometimes we forget it, like I've forgotten it for a while. So I'll try to stop taking myself too seriously, and I'll try to laugh along with the squirrels. So let's learn to laugh more. God has given us this beautiful gift. And as I've already said, it's such a gift. It releases those endorphins. It's even accredited with relieving pain, and it reduces anxiety. I know that for sure. Let's laugh together in community, and we might just find that it might bind us more securely in love. The psalmist knew the great joy laughter can bring. Psalm 126. Our mouths were filled with laughter, and our tongues with songs of joy. Well, take care of yourself. Have a good laugh. If you can make someone smile, that's the beginning of a laugh. And God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.